Happy Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Everyone. Welcome for that Christmas. Cheers to all. Cheers to all.
Cheers, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you all, to all your families.
Here. Nice one, Pete. And
you're getting plenty of turkey in you.
Yeah, hope you put plenty of stuffing as well.
Pigs in blankets.
Oh,
well,
hang on.
I'd just like to say a very happy Christmas to everyone, wherever you are, Australia, New Zealand, the States, Spain. It's been good to see you this year. And as I say, Merry Christmas and enjoy it.
Thanks, Fruity, and that is a sincere message from all of us. So we'll raise our drinks one more time, and I'm wishing you a very, very happy Christmas.
Yeah, hi guys.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers. Cheers.
I'd just like to have a quick say to you guys, just to here to wish you all a Merry Christmas, obviously. To all you guys who've joined us in the crew bar over the last year, all the best. And all you guys who haven't joined us in the crew bar over the last year, press the button. Come and join us. Swing the lamp. Come on, guys.
That's good, Steve.
Cheers to all.
Cheers.
Take care.
Cheers, everyone. Bye. Bye. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Wait a second.
It's a bye-bye only from us, because we've got a very special guest who comes on every week. And I believe there will be a Christmas poem double act to follow this very, very showing now. Is that correct, Fruity?
It sure is.
Okay, and after that, we've got a rerun of last year's Christmas special for you to enjoy again.
Well, make the most of your Christmas day. Sit back, open a couple of beers, and enjoy yourselves, guys.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their bed, while visions of sugar plums danced in their head. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave lustre of midday to objects below. When, what to my wondering eye should appear, but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted, and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner, and Blixen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys was flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, His nose, like a cherry, a droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow. The beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump and a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprung to the sleigh, and his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. And I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Well, Merry Christmas and welcome to the Channel 4 special Christmas show, and David's here with me. David, Merry Christmas to you.
Well, and you, John, and everybody watching. Merry Christmas. Cheers.
Now, this little show we've got together here, David, what's it all about?
All right, Dave. It's been 40 years, mate. Merry Christmas, mate. And you, Steve. Cheers.
Cheers, John.
Cheers.
Steve.
Merry Christmas, Bill.
Cheers.
It only took 40 years for me to get in front of the camera rather than behind it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you know, the thing about it is, the people who are watching this Crew Bar special Christmas show, and they see the old footage, number one, we're only going to show a little bit, but the fact that we, all of us, could pull it off. I mean, that opening scene you just saw, we're sitting in a public room, obviously drinking, on no other ship could we ever get away with that.
Not at all. And do you know what, Johnny, Colonel, Steve, I just want to say, none of us look any different now. So raise it up, cheers to that.
Yeah.
Cheers. Here we go.
Same old Heineken. So, so Dave, obviously we're going to mix this up, and being Christmas and the holidays and that. So, what should we go back to first? Should we go back to something from the original Christmas show?
Yeah. I mean, I like the thought of that, because that's where it all started. That year of Channel 4 and everything else, and then the Christmas crew.
Yeah.
Christmas
In fact, I'll tell you what we're going to watch first, and just a few seconds. The fact that we could get the captain of the ship in his cabin to give us a message, and this is Captain Bob Ellingham. Is that correct, Dave?
Bob Ellingham. Yeah.
And so we'll just show a few seconds of this, and the fact that no other ship in the fleet could have pulled this off. So here's Bob Ellington, Christmas 1980, wishing us a Merry Christmas.
Well, his Christmas message to all the ship's company.
Members of the ship's company of the Sun Princess, it gives me great pleasure and an honour to be able to address you in this manner, not only through sound but through video. I've been asked by the Colonel to give you a Christmas message. Well, first of all, I'd like to say that your real captain, your number one captain, John Crichton, is of course away on leave. But we have had a card from him, which I have here, and he addresses it to all the bloody pirates. So that's going to be your nickname for 1981. Also, I've had Christmas cards from your ex-captain, John Young, and also Captain Bradford. They're all here, and they've asked here in 1981. We have also, of course, had messages from Lord Inchcape, Mr. Langley, Mr. Scott, Mr. Motion, who are all deeply tied up in the progress of this ship amongst the Princess Fleet.
Okay, Dave and Steve, wasn't that great seeing Captain Ellingham there? But let's get back to 2020.
It would have been lovely to see Captain Young, but it was Bob Ellingham at the time. But
Yeah.
it's a live crew
Yeah.
Christmas.
It is.
You know what I mean?
So back to 2020. We a couple of weeks ago, Dave went to Andy Hiscock's funeral, which was very sad, and Dave will talk about that. But when he was there, you managed to get a couple of huge celebrities on the camera, right?
I did indeed. I think without further ado, John, we'll have the Colonel.
Yep.
We'll go over to the footage, and we'll see who's there.
Okay, great.
Good afternoon, good evening, Crew Bar, and welcome to our Christmas special. We do have a couple of special celebrities to welcome you, and without further ado, welcome to the Crew Bar to Phil Butcher and Dougie Bayliss. So, messages, boys, for the Crew Bar. Phil.
Hello everybody, hope you're all keeping well. I've just made it up here with Tearaway Dave, but anyway, got here safe and sound, and I'd just like to wish you all and your families a very happy Christmas and stay safe.
Thank you, Phil. And Dougie.
Hello there everyone. Well, wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, as Phil says, safe and well, and at the end of the day, don't forget to clean all the ashtrays.
Thank you, Dougie, and thank you, Phil. Thank you. It was a very, very special day, and to be honest, it was a great honour to be a part of it. And within the family group and everything else, Peter Pratt, fantastic, a very good close friend with Andy for so long, sadly couldn't be there, and it gave me the opportunity to be there, along with those two very special bar managers. And we've got history with both of these. We've kept in touch with Phil a lot longer, but Dougie, what an absolute gem, and honestly, he gave me the script that he has in his pocket all day, every day, and we all know from here, this was the message that he was putting across to all of us.
Yeah, Dave, can you put it a bit to your left or to your right so we can see it again? Bit more. There you go. Bingo, got it. You had it. Yeah, good.
That was it. It was.
Yeah.
It was so on such a day. It was a real bright moment to see both of those boys. So. Thank you.
Okay, and I want to put my funny hat on. So can you pull my cracker, Dave?
Yes, I can. Yeah. Hang on. Let's get the crackers.
Get the crackers out. Oh, I got mine.
Hey, Steve.
Gotta put my.
Hey, Steve.
Dave.
I've got it. You've got it, Steve. Oh, hang on. Where are you? Down there. Sorry, Steve.
Oh, to your right. To
my right. That one.
No. Never mind.
1, 2, 3.
Oh. Wait.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that'll do.
Look, Steve, what have you got in it?
You see what come out of mine?
I didn't get.
Hang on.
I tell you what. Oh, I got something. What did I get?
Hey, well done, Steve. Colonel. Yeah.
Well, I got a golf game. I got a golf game. I'll give it to my grandson.
I got something very useful.
Yeah.
I got a bottle opener.
Yes.
Hey!
I got a false beard. There we go. Right. All right. So, Colonel.
Yes, Dave.
As we follow on, obviously, from our previous with our two well-known bar managers throughout our sea careers, we're moving on now, and surprise us because you are a man of technology beyond dreams.
Yeah, thank you. But I tell you what, let's go back to 40 years ago, and someone who we just got in contact with, who very special when we did, and that would be Fred the drummer.
Oh yeah.
So let's show you some video of 40 years ago, and then after that we'll show you what he's doing today.
Brilliant.
Okay, so here's Fred Shawcross from 40 years ago.
Fred,
Okay.
It's okay. David's
Not okay. Yeah, that was sorry, man. Sorry.
Let's carry on. This is good. Keep the camera on, Steve. This is a live show. We got another band. We got another band coming up now, and these people are very, very close to a lot of us, and it's the JFG band, Julie, Fred, and Gare. And when I approached them and asked them to do something in the Christmas spirit. And David finishes choking.
Sorry.
Great. They said that they wanted to do something they can do well, and the piece of music coming up now, they do very well indeed. It's not a Christmas song, but just have a look at this. And David, you okay now?
I'm okay. Just I'm warning you. When you watch them, look out for the lighting, the flashing. That was me.
Do it as if we're in the group.
He's still got it. And to be honest, we had tried to get Fred onto the crew bar via messenger on WhatsApp, but sadly it hadn't been able to take place. But phone, and he knows he can always call us at some stage, and hopefully that will be the case. Is it yours, Steve, or not? Is it yours, Colonel?
It's somebody. Who is it?
Yeah.
Take your phone, okay? It might be you.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Fred?
Okay, cut. Okay, so that's good.
Hello, I'm Fred Shawcross, formerly of JFG, the drummer, You may remember me from Sun Princess and the Wonderful Times. I'm in Ollie's pocket on Oscar's phone. I just want to take this minute to wish all my mates and former colleagues on the Sunfree the very best of Christmases in the coming weeks. I just want you to know that this has been a bad year. We're all hoping that you stay safe and that 2021 is a hell of a lot better than this one. Stay safe, drink plenty of gin. God bless you all. Bye.
It's unbelievable. We managed to get Fred coming through on the phone, on Oscar's phone. We know that, but it was the way that he contacted us at the time. Now, for many of you that have been watching and been part of the Crew Bar, you know that some of the guys can't get in on the messenger, so they've been coming in on WhatsApp, and courtesy of Ollie, who we will be seeing, no doubt we'll be seeing Ollie. We want to thank Ollie for letting all our WhatsApp bar frequenters come through via Ollie's pocket. And here's Ollie's pocket. It's been, obviously, Colonel, you love Ollie's pocket.
Yeah, I love Ollie's pocket, yeah.
Steve?
Yeah, what would we do without Ollie's pocket?
I know. Well, we'll probably find out. But there was the opportunity to at least get people into the Crew Bar via Ollie's pocket, if nothing else. So, yeah, that was a real special. But no, Colonel, going back, I mean, flipping heck, not only did we have, 40 years ago,
go over there and see how they got on at lunchtime, because apparently from what I hear they were going to be pretty busy on burgers, but what sort of burgers I'm not sure. I'd like to go over and see Paul and Peter and Kevin and who else may be down there and see how they go.
Let's go to the UJ bar.
Okay, right, well we're just going to move in the Union Jack bar now and see what's happening here on Christmas Day and see how it's really going. Here we go. Right, lovely. Well, this is Christmas Day here in the Union Jack bar, and believe it or not, although it's meant to be turkey for lunchtime for most of us, there's still hamburgers being cooked, and there's no one better to cook them than Paul Griffiths over here. Paul, happy Christmas, son.
Happy Christmas, David. How are you?
Very well. And how's it going, for Christmas Day? What,
it's steady, we have a special treat today, reindeer burgers.
Reindeer burgers? Yeah. Well, they're looking great, I wish you all the best. And we got John over here. Believe it or not, some people do have to work on Christmas Day. Here we are. John. Okay. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Yes. And you, Kevin?
Happy Christmas to you as well.
Happy Christmas.
Happy returns.
Thank you very much.
Very well, thank you. How are you? And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all. From the Union Jack bar.
From the Union Jack bar. Well, there's a couple of the lads. There's Nick over here. Nick, happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All the best for the new year. Thank you, Colonel.
Lovely.
You UJ boys seem to be having a Merry Christmas, David?
Yes, very, very much, John. I'm sure that those reindeer burgers tasted pretty good,
Christmas. We did actually have a wonderful gathering a few years ago over in France, in Avignon, kindly put together by MQ, Michael. It was fantastic. What I want to ask, and I know Steve will be more than happy to me asking you, Colonel, have you got any bits of footage you could show us just to bring back the memories of Avignon?
Did you find something, John?
Yes. You can always rely on the Colonel. Obviously, there's a lot of footage from that wonderful week we had there, and I will show you some of the footage right now. So I'll mix it up a bit. Okay.
Go ahead, John. Get it going, mate.
John, you're just like on board with that lane.
Give us a hug, Oscar.
Oscar, Dave, come and see you. All your Christmas.
This is like the red carpet at the Oscars. Taffy, say something, come on.
Not dropping the book. It's a cold and breezy evening. But nothing will dim the spirit.
I don't think so.
We want Johnny to drive the bus. We want Johnny to drive the bus.
For the tradition is something that we talk in the morning, we the bar with the
Celebrating his 60th birthday, would have loved to have been here today, but sadly couldn't be. But we are, and we're celebrating it. Please pan round as we start singing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kizzy. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, Chris, and the memories we've got from it as well, Colonel. I know, Stephen, many of us were there, and I know Gizzy, although he was celebrating a very special birthday back in the UK, was very sorry for that opportunity, but we had a great time, and thanks again to MQ.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of work he put into that week.
Yeah.
The amount of work.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Make sure you're not deep for so many years, yeah.
It was super, but obviously for now, more so important, we all had the pleasure of having Andy with us for that.
Yeah,
so it was
great. Our famous picture.
Oh, crikey. I know it's been red.
And Dad.
Colonel. We might have just put that up because that was a fantastic picture with Andy, Angela, and
a reenactment.
Yeah.
Reenacted it.
Minus Dad.
We've got that. Put it up.
Yeah,
please, Colonel. Go ahead.
And in the meantime, what about all those people you had in his pocket? Loads of different people.
Well, right. Well, of course, we're still moving on, and we will get back to those photos in Avignon and the reenactment of the team in the restaurant with Andy. But as mentioning before, you know, with Ollie's Pocket, there were many people that came into it, came in and out of Ollie's Pocket over the months. But this past week, we've been inundated with just so many messages. So without further ado, Colonel, Steve, can we just show a few of them?
You got it. We're on. Good. Here we go.
Hi everybody, this is Peter, and I'm using Oscar's phone in Ollie's Pocket. I just wanted to wish everybody in the crew bar a very happy Christmas in spite of the lockdowns and various restrictions, and I've really enjoyed watching the crew bar every Sunday night, and hope to take part in it myself fairly soon. In the meantime, all of you have a great Christmas.
From Ollie's Pocket, Nola Tinker here in Ireland. Wish all our friends in the crew bar a very happy Christmas and a prosperous and healthy new year, and hope that COVID will get the feck out of here.
Now that it's Christmas, I'm going to say Christmas greetings from Ollie's Pocket to all in the crew bar, wishing you all a very happy Christmas and a real bright new year. Look forward to seeing you all. Yay!
And whose idea was it to do it? Whose idea was it to do it in the Starlight?
Yeah.
Starlight Lounge. Well, it must have been you. It must have been you, John.
No, I think it was you,
The
Dave.
Colonel.
But I think one of the famous things was when the passengers went by, and you said something, you muttered something under your breath about the passengers. So let's have a look at that.
Travels, and you've travelled around, and you've done a lot of things up on railway lines, up in aeroplanes.
Cut it.
This is a live show, Johnny. Carry on. Right. Bloody foreigners, anyway. Right. Don't worry. What was what was the most important thing, or the thing that keeps in your mind the most, you know, since you've done all this filming?
Okay, David. On a serious note, I really feel the most emotional piece of footage we have in the can was during the John Young This Is Your Life show. And one of my favourites, besides you coming down in the parachute, was a bit of film that we shot before John Young realised we were doing This Is Your Life, and this is the officers' party for Captain Young on the bridge wing in Skagway, and a song was composed for him. I forget who wrote it. I believe
the nursing sister, I think.
That's right, the nursing sister. Big Liz. She composed this song.
That's just come to mind.
And we won't show you the whole of it, but we're going to show you
the last couple of
bars.
Yeah.
And this to me was the most emotional bit of film we have.
Okay, lovely.
We once had a captain, his name was J.Y. A talented man, one hell of a guy. The character we built, the ship will survive. And we really do care, cause he's not coming back. Heave away, from Alaska to Westland's a bloody long way.
And after that, your wife to be, she decorated the Christmas tree.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh yeah, we got the Christmas tree, the little fairies.
Oh, even better. Look, we'll look forward to it. Thanks very much, Colonel. We'll do that.
Okay. Right, and then afterwards you can tell us who the other ladies were, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to 40 years ago and see where we were then.
Great moment. We really enjoyed that, and yes, it was a bit difficult being up in the Starlight Lounge, Colonel. Obviously, doing the preparing for what was a great show anyway. But we loved it, even with the disruption of guests, passengers who were entitled to come past at any time they wished. So it was just the way it was. But within that Christmas footage, we have got an update on who was in it. Angela was. Have we seen the Christmas tree thing, Colonel?
Yes, you've seen it.
Yes. Saw the Christmas tree.
Yes.
Because it's live. This is live.
Yeah.
It was for you. The girls that were there, obviously, was Pat.
Yeah.
Was there with Leslie, who was the manageress. Yeah. We had Victoria. Didn't have Victoria had gone home on leave. It was Angela and Bridget.
Okay.
So we could only put 4 names into the hat, but they're off. They're literally off the press, off the hot press. All right. So that was it. it was fantastic footage, Colonel. Very, very
It
clever.
was.
Loved
Now,
it.
moving on, who else did you get in Ollie's pocket this week?
Oh, for goodness sake! I have got a few more surprises. I mean, if you're ready,
I'm ready.
We can do it. Well, let's go over to Ollie's pocket.
Okay.
Hello everybody, I'm honoured to be in Ollie's pocket. I'm not too sure what Brendan's been doing in Ollie's pocket all these Sundays, but I'm here as well now, and I'd like to wish all of you from the crew bar and all our old friends a fantastic Christmas. Well, it'll be a fantastic in another sense because it's not quite the same, but happy Christmas to everybody. Stay safe and be merry. I think that's the answer. Lots of love.
That was a quick word from Terry. A quick word from me. Thank you to Dave and John for putting this together. It's been great, and catching up with everyone has been really, really fabulous. And I really enjoy being in Ollie's pocket, having a little fumble around and keeping nice and warm every other week. And stay safe, everyone, for next year, and have a lovely Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
I'm not home at the moment, but please leave your telephone number and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
The number, but I mean, what a shame he's not even in. But look,
It must be Carol. Probably Carol, sorry.
He probably was, and he'd be the best one there. We know that. But look, well, we have tried, Oscar, and we promised to try again. Hopefully we'll get through to him. But in the meantime, let's get back to Ollie's pocket and just see who's in there.
Dave, I'm still in the pocket. Oh, before I forget, Merry Christmas to everybody in the crew bar and a very, very happy New Year.
Yep, okay. Oh, crikey, flipping heck. I mean, we see Ollie every week, and I know there's been a few phone-ins saying that isn't Ollie, it's a cardboard cutout. It's not. That is Ollie, and you could tell it was real Ollie because he was moving from bar stool to bar stool to bar stool. You know, I mean, that's not trick photography. That is Ollie in full motion. So without further ado, talk about Ollie. Let's get back into Ollie's pocket.
Okay.
I'm on the phone in Ollie's pocket, and I'm just wishing you all very, very happy Christmas, very merry, merry, merry New Year, and I hope everyone has a wonderful time. Lots of Christmas pud. And I hope no one's using my phone. Bye.
Well, thanks, Oscar. Finally, we managed to get through to you on your phone. And when I say your phone, we do mean your phone. And thank you, albeit you weren't aware, but we're very grateful for all the others for using your phone throughout this particular sketch.
Okay, and Dave and Steve, we had a very special guest on last week, who we're hoping to have in the future, and that was Mr. Chris Chapman from West Hollywood.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Excellent. Yes, we did.
And we do have a Crew Bar Christmas message from the one and only, most pleasant Chris Chapman right now. Cut. Okay,
I'd like
good.
to take this opportunity, especially in these difficult times, to wish everybody staying safe, healthy, and playing their part. You know, social distancing, and now we've got the vaccine coming. Fingers crossed, 2021 is going to be much better than 2020. In the meantime, I'd like to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas, and as I said, a happier New Year, and I send most pleasant greetings to all.
Thanks, Chris, for that wonderful Christmas message, and obviously thanks to Gizzy to let all the Leicester City supporters hear the running commentary at the same time. It was a wonderful double act. But without further ado, please let me pass you over to Steve.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah. As you all know, this year's been a bit traumatic for us all, but at the end of the day, we did lose some of our old friends this year, notably Andy Hitchcox and Big Louie, the Massoos. We've put together just a little collage of photographs of our former shipmates who are no longer with us. Have a look and remember them well. Great that was fantastic to see those faces again. Some great memories from some great old shipmates. Thank you for that. That was lovely.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, we'll get back to the mood of the Christmas thing. And me and Steve and you, Dave, we want to talk about a couple of things which have come up in the crew bar, which are kind of funny. Like, for instance, when Colin Doughty was trying to show us something on his laptop, and he couldn't effing do it. Remember that? And
exactly.
Turn it around, Colin. Turn it around.
Turn it around. So that
180 degrees, not that way, that way. Yeah.
Yeah. And
well, put the tablet in view of your camera.
It's a bit of an old arse here. Hang on, lose it.
Hang on, what's going on here now?
Turn your screen with Gizdy around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it around.
Hey, you there? Yeah, turn it around like you're facing the camera on your phone. Turn it around.
If you've got him, can he see you at the moment?
I can see me in the corner. Oh, that's me. I was at REM. That's me in the corner.
Right, turn him round 180 degrees. Turn your iPad
what you're looking at now, turn around to the camera.
180 degrees. Face front towards your laptop.
No, hold on.
Flip it right round. Flip it right round.
This is Susie. This is the main picture, and we're in the top right corner. So the
Right. So if you flip that round and point that
just
at
turn
the camera.
and show the front to the camera.
So you're looking at the back of it.
It's not an iPad, it's a little thing.
Yeah.
No, it's not an iPad, it's a Samsung tablet.
It's a Samsung tablet.
Hit the tablet, but turn the tablet around so it's facing the other way.
Camera.
Yes.
There we go, yay! Gizzy! The other thing is, going back to Ollie's Pocket, what a lot of the viewers don't know is that Ollie's Pocket really started to get to me and Steve, because there we were recording the crew bar because we want people to see it who couldn't get a stool. And then fucking Dave, excuse my language, he had this phone in his pocket. His phone in his pocket, which he called Ollie's Pocket, and it was so distracting that it used to annoy us. And then the other thing is, someone had a washing machine going. Dave, talk about that.
Well, we don't want to be yelling at David, but we didn't want you to do the washing at the same time.
But it was because when the phone was put up against to the laptop, sometimes there would be a bit of interference, and there would be a real, quite a noise like a washing machine. So that was part of the reason for pulling the plug on Ollie's Pocket. But I just want to let you also know, on one of the weeks, I actually left the crew bar earlier than everyone else, and it was at the end of the other following nights. I then watched the full recording that Colonel had done, and they had a technical problem, and I wasn't even there, so you couldn't blame Ollie in his pocket for that one. Thank you, Johnny.
That's okay.
We're putting them loading, Dave.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, talking about a load, cheers, boys.
Yeah, cheers, yeah.
Going down.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers to everyone.
Oh yeah, they're going down well, these bottles.
Yes, they are.
Well, welcome back, everyone. And I'm going to try and do a little quick build-up to someone who's going to come on next. But I think you've probably got an inkling who it is already. It is obviously the wonderful Taffy. And obviously on behalf of Colonel and Steve and myself, we want to thank Taffy for all he's done from the initial setup of the seagoing group, and also for the opportunity he had in his Taffmobile and his Oscar bike to go on tour when it was safe to around the UK. And in fact, he did meet up with one celebrity
And say hello to all your dear friends around the world. The Colonel Kling, Dave Inge on the south coast.
Hello, everybody.
Brendan down at Dover. Give us a say hello.
Hello, everybody. It's really good to be back out in the big wide world again. I'm sitting here with young Alan Rogers. We've had a splendid lunch, and of course, as he said, the great Winston Churchill is buried just across that wall there. The greatest.
Well, Taffy, thank you very much for that great interview with Nevin. You know, for many of us who haven't heard or seen of Nevin for so long, it's great to know he's well as can be. And talking about, you know, meeting up with different people, I don't know, he mentioned about his bike and that. I mean, has anybody seen Oscar on his bike? Has anybody got any updated news on it?
Looks like Steve has.
Oh, yeah. I've got a photograph of Oscar on his bike. Yeah?
What, when was that taken?
Right, you'll see. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Coming in. Just riding along now.
Blimey, Oscar gets younger every day. That's fantastic.
Okay. I think Dave, I think we need a break.
I think we do. Johnny, can we go back to 1980, maybe the Christmas show? Any music there?
That's where we'll go right now.
Good, nice one, Johnny.
Okay.
I am bloody dry here.
What's next on the show then?
I think another Heineken.
That's two more Heineken, Steve. No.
He's the one he's got them all behind the camera there, so he's just passing them
Listen,
out.
stick to the script here, Dave. Who's coming up next in the show?
Sorry. Next in line here is where is it? Right, down here. So no, they've got it here, really. This is going back to another band now, and this is a trio. It's Tony Castro Trio, and with Bob and Karen being the other members of the trio. And they wanted to put a little Christmas spirit into Christmas Day, and they came up with a little thing which we also filmed up the Starlight. And take it away, Tony.
Baby.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe will help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes on the glow won't sleep to see if Santa comes tonight.
Well, thanks, boys. A lovely bit of music there, and thanks, Colonel, for finding that historic musical experience from way back in 1980 at the Crew, the Christmas special with Channel 4 News. Now, you're all seeing us wearing chef's hats, and you know why this is, because one of our special guests that we had on more than once, we're back in the galley now, because it's the only place we can find our chief officer of old, Mike Gold. Jerry Dyer, so there won't be any electrical problems tonight. And Ollie, and navigationally we'll be fine. We've also got Mike Gold,
First
who's
answer.
just between cooking up dinner and eating it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm planning on doing that, so I'm going to have to go, fellas.
That's okay,
It's
Michael.
really good to see you all.
We'll-
I must write it down for next week.
We'll try again next week. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy dinner.
Okay, John. Well, thanks for organising all this. It's so good to see the faces.
Yeah.
You can see the boy.
No, we don't need it anymore.
Thanks for that, Mike. Yeah, it was lovely just seeing you, albeit very brief. I know you're always busy in that galley. But we're talking about thanking Mike. We do actually want to thank, well, obviously everybody, every single person that's been seen and done anything within the Crew Bar. And obviously, again, I mentioned Taffy at the start, who set up the site, with the Seagoing Friendship, which then brought everybody in together. Steve, who then became our Crew Bar director, obviously, for thinking and putting the idea of putting it on video so we can see it. But with video, we need the ideal man, and the ideal man, way back from Channel 4 News, is Colonel. Thanks, Colonel, for that. It's an important part of it. There are so many people and so many props like Ollie's pocket and Gizzy's ashtray, as we said, and everything else. But we can't remember everybody to stay over the screen. But we do have some CCTV footage of the Crew Bar through this season. Without further ado, see if you can recognise any of these faces.
Good. Okay, obviously we're in post-production here, Dave and Steve, and it's coming to the end of the show, and we almost left out something which has to be in the end of the Crew Bar. So, Dave?
Oh, yes. yes. It is, and it's tradition. Not everybody's heard the story, but every end of year there should be a special joke that is given to the whole of the Crew Bar fraternity. Many may well have heard it, but they're begging to hear it one more time, if that's possible.
And you could say, Dave, that we have our comedian.
We are, well, of course I can. We have got our comedian, and it's tradition. We saved the best till last as far as that's concerned. And you've seen in all the Crew Bar faces from CCTV footage that it's a follow-on from our last face of the montage. Without further ado, can we put a round of applause in, John?
Yes, yeah. Yes.
For the wonderful, entertaining Jerry Dyer.
Yeah, got it.
Use that one, that'd be good.
We heard that one last week, David.
Yeah.
Did I? Okay,
just for you. Just for video. Okay.
as we got the good sound on, I'll do it properly, right? And the gag goes like this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever overnight in Monte Carlo on a cruise ship, you must get all dressed up like James Bond and go on to the Grand Casino, which I did. I said, I got all dressed up like James Bond. Went up to the Grand Casino, up those 6 or 8 steps into this beautiful oak-paneled foyer, into the bar on the left. I ordered my vodka martini, shaken, not stirred, and I was just taking my first sip, and this gorgeous French blonde croupier, she came up to me and she said, I'll lay you 10 to 1. I said, it's a funny time, but I'll be there.
All right. All right.
Another live performance. That's great. Wow. Well, that was wonderful. Nice bit of CCTV in the crew bar with so many faces, and there'll be more. There will be more. But we're getting closer to the end of our crew bar Christmas special, and personally, I just want to thank everybody for being part of it, and for those of you that have just looked in and seen it all through the weeks. Personally, I just want to thank you all, and more importantly, to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas as best can be, and a Happy New Year.
Yeah,
Cheers to you. Cheers to you all.
Well done, Dave.
Cheers, Dave.
Yeah, and from me, I'd like to say the same. It's been a great year, really, even though we've had coronavirus to deal with. I came up with this idea of having the virtual crew bar, and it's brought back old friends back together again. People who didn't know each other have now become friends, and it's just got bigger and bigger and bigger each week. And may it continue.
Yes, and I will second that. So, Merry Christmas
Wish you
from.
all a very Merry Christmas and a happy and a better New Year, hopefully.
Yeah.
See you all.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas from the Colonel in Seattle. And what Steve just said, and Dave, is so true. And like he said, we've stumbled across people who maybe we didn't sail with, but it brought some joy into their life, and seeing that we're all still here thinking about those good old days. So Merry Christmas to all of you. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Enjoy. Bye.
Cheers.
Sorry, I'm still in the pocket.
Here is it? It's Christmas Day, I suppose.
No, I mean, we don't do it all the time. Sometimes it's worse. Now, we're just, hopefully, you're doing exactly the same as we're doing now, and we'd like to, Johnny and myself, and Steve.
Come on,
here. He wants to come on. He's always behind the camera. He doesn't know what it's like. Here, careful that. Here he is.
Hello, Mother.
All right, yeah, there he is. Well, look, between the three of us, anyway, 'cause it's Steve the cameraman, myself, and Colonel John Clean, we'd like to wish you on behalf of Channel 4
a really Merry Christmas,
a Happy New Year, and a safe and prosperous one.
Okay,
Merry Christmas to you all.
And before we do finally go off the air, thanks everybody for being part of the show, and sorry for the people who we didn't get around to see, but whatever, no one's fault, but we feel that we made the show.
Excellent. Yep.
So with that, we'll say cheers. Thanks Steve for doing the camera work. And
Cheers. Cheers.
And Merry Christmas once again.
Merry Christmas.
Once again.
Bye.
There you go.